Yo my people, SidhuJr here, back with another video. And as you can see, I'm not on my desk. I've come to my lounge for a different kind of video. Have a little story time for you guys. Some of the OGs on this channel know that back in 2021 when I was like doing my thing, and then suddenly there's just no videos on my channel anymore. Like, my channel literally got stripped from the internet for about a year and a half. We're going to talk about the story of how I got kicked out of school, or how I was on the verge of getting kicked out of school. I've been sitting on this video for about 2.5 years. I wasn't allowed to release this video obviously during school time because like it would create so much more problems. In this video, I'm not going to say the school's name, I'm not going to say the teacher's name or anything like that, because I do not want to get sued for this video, because fuck me. I've got some notes, by the way. You want to see how many notes I've wrote for this video? Look, you can see how many notes I've wrote for this video. It's fucking insane. Cool, should we start from the beginning? First of all, I went to a grammar school. If you don't know what a grammar school is, it's like you have to pass a test when you're 11 to get into the school. It's like a smart school. Straight off the bat, I knew I did not belong in this school. I had no business being in this school because everyone there is getting what, like 9s, well, A stars, like A stars, and I'm there getting fucking what, C's and D's. So I started YouTube in 2021. So I started in 2021 at the start, January, and I was doing it obviously during school, and no one really cared because I was just a kid making YouTube videos at school. Obviously you get the odd, why are you doing that? Why are you doing YouTube videos? Learn, study, go to university, da da da. I was just like, nah, like, I'm just chilling making YouTube videos. So I was just like known like in my year just as a kid that made YouTube videos. That was it. Nothing major, nothing. No one knew who I was, whatever. I wasn't blown up. I had like less than 100 subs. I was just doing my thing. And then I became friends with the dropouts. Yeah, you know who the dropouts are. At the time, it was Manta, Ramps, and Snowy Joe. I became friends with them as they were blowing up, like when they went from like fucking 0 to 100 in like a few months. That's when I became friends with them. I'm now in their videos, they're in my videos. I've gained traction. People are starting to know who I am, at school anyway. At the time, they were the guys everyone was watching. I started being in their videos, in school, now, all the years, everyone knows who I am. And that was cool, I'm not gonna lie, like it was so sick. Because obviously it was during COVID times and I was at school, they were staggering the lunches and the classes. So whenever we had a class, the year like 11s or whatever, they had lunch. So we're walking across the playground to go to class. I'm getting recognized like here and there at school. Oh my God, you're the kid that's friends with dropouts. Oh my God, like I love your videos. And that was cool, don't get me wrong, I'm 17. I've never had this before in my life. And all these kids are saying how they watch me, pretty sick. But there was one lunch in particular where like, I say about like 5 or 6 kids, like they all run up to me, whatever. And they start asking for pictures, cool, whatever, bless, yeah. The teacher that was on like duty, she's asked me after all this, why are all these kids wanting to take pictures with you? And I was just like, oh, I make YouTube videos, miss. That was it. All I said was, I just make YouTube videos. That was it. She was like, oh, cool, cool. End of that. Bish, bash, bosh, done. At the time, obviously, because I'm friends with the dropouts and what was getting them views was dark humor. So I was like, cool, how am I going to get views? Dark humor. If you remember my videos back in the day, it was that kind of stuff. Now we get to the long. For a week, nothing happened. I don't remember that moment. That's just whatever's happened. I get called into my head of year's office. So in our school, you had the head of sixth form, which was head of year 12 and year 13. And then you had the head of year, which was the head of year, for me, year 12. I get called into the office. Now, I was never a naughty kid in school. I was an average kid in school. Next, you know, I come into form and my form tutor is like, oh, you have to go to the head of year's office. I'm thinking, what the hell have I done? Because I've done nothing. I get into the head of year's office, she looks pissed. I'm thinking, have I murdered a kid here or something? Like, I don't know what I've done. Bro, she literally turns her monitor around and I just see my YouTube on there. I just think, oh my days, this is not going to end well. You know, you can see the tabs on her like computer. She had 3 tabs open, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram. I was like, okay, so clearly over the week, they've done some deep dive into my YouTube, and this is not gonna end well for me, because they were like a high prestigious school, all that bollocks, you know what I mean? And then here's me, some kid making flipping Madeline McCann jokes. It wasn't gonna end well. Anyway, she turns her monitor around, she then clicks on a video. I made a video going to school on 0 hours sleep. In like the video, I stayed awake during the night. I documented what I did, like I watched like a TV show, I played GTA, I edited a video, whatever, and then I film at school. Now, in our school, there is a strict no phones policy. Obviously, I've blown that completely out of the water, and I filmed us at school. And basically, I get like 10, 12 of my friends in the video. In the video, we're all like this. Yeah, obviously, no one gives a fuck. Teachers give a fuck. Adults give a fuck. I'm 17. I'm thinking this. Fuck it. It's a funny thing. It's a funny bit of the video. Bro, she starts going nuts. Oh my days, what have you done? You're doing this. This is so derogatory. You filmed the school. People know who we are now. Everyone knows what school you go to. I was like, miss, I've trimmed the top bit of our tie. I was like, look, it's not deep. And she was like, who are the people in the video? I'm like, well, you're not blind. You can see her. I didn't hide their face. Like, you can see who it is, yeah? Then she starts going berserk, berserk, berserk. I'm just sat there like, bro, you're literally touching 50. What the hell are you doing? Like, why are you shouting at me, bro? Fucking relax. And look, I'm from an Indian household. When I'm younger, obviously, if you get shouted at, there's other stuff that comes with it. Then she was like, oh, why are you documenting that you've come to school on 0 hours sleep? I can see you've got an influence on the younger kids at school. Why are you documenting that you can come to school on 0 hours sleep and you think it's like a funny thing to do? I was like to her, the video's fake. Bro, she started going mental at that as well. I was like, how can I win here? She starts going mental, oh, now you're showing to your audience that it's fake. I was like, I haven't told them it's fake. I'm just telling you it's fake. She just got pissed at everything I was saying. And then she was like, all the kids that were in the video are gonna get a detention for 1 hour after school. I was like, what? It's peak, innit? Because like, oh, I've now put these kids for an extra hour after school detention for no reason. By the way, I went to an all-boys school, if you didn't know that. I went to an all-boys grammar school. Horror decision I made when I was 11 years old. I get 2 hours after school, which is so blessed, because in sixth form, we were allowed to use laptops to like work. I was using a laptop for both schoolwork and YouTube. I was using the same laptop for both. I sat in like the room they gave me. I put on headphones and started editing my video. I was like, bro, you give me 2 hours. I'm not gonna do homework. I'm just gonna edit my video that's coming out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I used to edit at school all the time, bro. And then she fucked me up. She gave me litter picking duty. Oh, litter picking, it doesn't sound like a big thing. It was at lunch. You just go around picking litter, but that is the most soul-crushing thing of all time. I had it for 2 weeks, every day for 2 weeks. I couldn't kick ball with the man them. I just had to literally, at the start of lunch, get my fucking bin and my ting and just pick up litter. I was like, that's not happening, bro. I was like, let me eat first, you know what I mean? So then I used to take half an hour eating, and then the last half an hour I'd go pick litter. I'll just go to the back of the school and just sit on my phone and be like, yeah, litter's picked, and then just throw it in the bin. I loopholed my way out of some situations. After this whole palaver, everyone getting detention, and I've got 2 weeks of litter picking, and like I've had this after school detention for 2 hours for making a YouTube video. There was like 4 schools like surrounding us. Everyone knew who I was. Before YouTube, I was a nobody. Nobody knew who I was. I wasn't the best looking. I wasn't the best at football. I wasn't going out to all these parties. Like, I was just like an average kid at school. No one knew who I was. I was just chilling. Suddenly, within a few months, my life gets flipped around and everyone from every school knows me. I get bitches. I'm joking, I didn't get bitches at school. Over the next few weeks, every day I was having a meeting with this head of year woman. It would got to a point where if my name wasn't called out in assembly or like form, everyone would be shocked. I was like, bro, I was just a normal kid making YouTube videos. Suddenly I'm like most wanted, yada yada yada. And then I remember I come into school on a Monday and I get called into the office again. I'm thinking, usual, I'm just gonna sit there, she's gonna do whatever. She turns around her monitor again. I'm thinking, okay, cool, now it's a serious thing. She pulls up all these statements from like an anonymous student. Sidhu, he's so homophobic, he's so misogynistic, he's so racist. I can't lie, they didn't give a fuck that I was racist or like racist. They skipped over that because the school was racist. I'm not gonna lie to you, half the teachers in that school was racist. They cared so much about the homophobia because obviously I went to an all-boys school, and when I came back in year 12, obviously it was after COVID, everyone came back gay. And I was like, look, how the fuck am I homophobic? And then she's like, the anonymous kid sent clips okay, listen to this, yeah. He sent clips to my like head of year. Just deep what this guy did, yeah. He would download my YouTube videos onto his computer or onto his phone. He would then clip it, the out of context bits, and send it to my head of year. That's how much the kid hated me. He didn't hate me because of YouTube. The guy just didn't like me. And I knew who it was straight away. And people were telling me how the guy was sending them clips before about my YouTube. He just thought, I'm just gonna send it to the teachers now. put me in the most shit of all time, by the way. This is when it got so serious. This is when life just took a massive... She's got all these clips about how I'm racist, homophobic. And I was like, look, miss, can you show me the clips? And then she was like, no. I was like, something's going on here. And then she just comes in with some iron fist type shit, yeah? She had a power trip, this woman, by the way. She thought she was better than everyone else. And she hated that she couldn't get to me by just screaming and shouting. And then she comes down with some iron fist shit, like, oh, we're gonna kick you out of the school and you won't be able to take A-levels. Again, Indian household, big thing. I'm supposed to be going to university in a year. Imagine Indian kid getting to a grammar school, gets kicked out for making YouTube videos. Deep what she's saying, by the way. She's saying she wants to kick me out of the school for making YouTube videos. I was just sat there like, well, you can't do that. I was never stupid. Like, it had to go through a whole process. It would never get far because at the end of the day, what's she trying to kick me out of the school for? Making YouTube videos. That ain't gonna happen. Then she's like, oh, you have to delete your YouTube channel. And I was like, no. I was like, that's not happening because it's to do with stuff outside of school. And then why are you trying to bring it inside of school? At the end of the day, I'm making these videos out of school hours. I'm not mentioning the school or anything. It has no effect on you whatsoever. And then she's like, no, you have to delete the videos. I was like, that's not happening. She starts throwing a fit again, saying, oh, we're gonna call the police on you. I looked at her like, what? She's like, yeah, we're gonna call the police on you for hate crime. I just looked at her like, are you serious? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said this yet, but I was like to her, look, the police are gonna care more about stabbings or like drug deals or whatever the police do. They're gonna care more about that stuff than a 17-year-old kid making YouTube videos in his bedroom. When I put it like that, it's crazy. She wants to call the police on me because I was hate crime. I was like, it's not hate crime. At the end of the day, I'm making jokes online. Then she was like, we're gonna bring your parents in for a meeting. I was like, cool. The day came, my parents turn up. We went to like the big like meeting room. Bearing in mind, my parents have never been called into school for something I've done. They get the email, whatever, and I'm telling them like, it's blessed, it's chill. Don't worry, because they used to watch my videos. They were like, nothing's wrong with it, so it's perfectly fine. So anyway, I went to this massive meeting room. This table was huge. Massive. Like, the table is bigger than this room that I'm filming in right now. Yeah, it's bigger than my bedroom that I film in. And for some reason, the way we were made to sit was, we sit at one end of the table. So it was my mum, me, and my dad. The head of year, and then she got the head of sixth form as well. They sit on the other end of the table. So I'm thinking, what on earth? Because at this point, we're not having a conversation. We're just shouting across the table so that we can be heard. Because if you speak normally, you're not getting heard because it's fucking on the other end of this table. My head of year, the one that's been bollocking me the whole time, she brought in a notebook and she's flipped to some page and it's just notes upon notes upon notes about me. I'm thinking, how cute, bruv. She starts going in this meeting and like straight away I was like, nah, that's not what's happened. They were trying to lie on my name. I was like, hey man, you're not lying on my name, bro, in front of my parents. You know what I mean? It's a bit stupid when they know me. She said this one thing. There's one thing that stood out to me. She said in a video titled, when I went to court, like kind of thing. I made some story time about how I went to court. Fucking, of course I didn't go to court, you know what I mean? She was like, he said, and I quote, I told a girl to kill herself. Obviously, fucking my parents go ballistic. I get the evil eye from both sides. I'm thinking, what? That's not what happened. I was like, hey. What they failed to understand is the laptop I brought into school was my work and my YouTube laptop. So I was like, miss, I never said that. And she was like, oh no, yes you did, yes you did. And I was like, okay, cool. Do you want me to get my laptop out of my bag and show you the evidence? Because I have the evidence on my laptop. Do you want me to show you what actually happened? And then she was like, no. By the way, what actually happened was I was talking about some group chat and some girl said she was gonna kill herself. That was it. So I never told a girl to kill herself. I was just relaying information at the end of the day. Wait, deep it, that's what journalists do. I was being a journalist and she didn't want to hear that I was in the right because she knew I was in the right. Because like, what a stupid woman to think, oh yeah, the kid who makes the videos is not going to know what happened. Like, I had all the evidence on my laptop and she was like, nah, I don't want to see it. That's when I knew, safe. I got attacked for an hour. I'm just sitting there, like slumped down like this thinking, oh my days, what on earth is going on? At the end, they were like, you're gonna have to delete your videos. Again, I was like, nah. And then they went through the whole thing of, we're gonna call the police on you, we're gonna kick you out of school. Obviously, in front of my parents, they were like, what the fuck? Like, you never told us this. I was like, yeah, cause it's not deep, I'm not gonna do it. Obviously, my parents didn't see it that way. Like, the only way for me to like not get kicked out of school or get the police called on me was to to delete my videos. So out of respect for my parents, I was like, to make the situation so much easier, I just deleted my videos. It actually pissed me off because I was going like this. Like I was getting views, my views were going up and up and up, and suddenly, boom, next minute, you know, all my videos are wiped out. I didn't delete them, I'm not stupid, I just privated them. Because again, they're not going to know the difference between a private video and a deleted video, because if it's not showing on the screen, they think it's deleted. The next day, I get pulled in by the head of sixth form. So another, the lady that was in there before, but I've never been pulled into her before. And with the head of sixth form, yeah, blessed, so blessed. What a lovely woman. She took to the naughty kid. I wasn't a naughty kid, but I was labeled as a naughty kid. She literally brought me into the office. I thought I'm getting bollocks. She was like, nah, like, how are you? How's things? I'm gonna play this smart now. Because obviously, you go to an old boys school, everyone's come back in like a certain way, this is the point, 2021, everyone's got mental health issues. I was like, oh, miss, like, recently, like, since we've come back from COVID, I've just been like really depressed kind of thing. And like, these videos were the only thing that could that made me feel something. It's like, I'm meeting all these new people, I'm feeling really good about myself, and now suddenly I'm gonna go back to square one, I'm gonna be depressed again, da 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 da. Bro, school, play the mental health card. You are blessed. You're so unbelievably blessed. Head of sixth form, lovely woman. She is such a kind-hearted woman. She would actually listen to what you would say. So then I used to have regular meetings with her now, and that's year 12 done. Like, summer started, school's finished. I'm thinking, yes. I start making videos again. I come back into school, first day of year 13, pulled into the head of year's office. Different head of year now, but this time we had like a guy, and he was just talking to me. He was like, oh, obviously you had a lot of problems last year with your social media, and it seems like your grades have been affected. We've seen as a school you're starting to post again. I hope this doesn't become an issue in the future. I kept making the dark humor jokes, I'm not gonna lie. I came back onto YouTube, back doing exactly what I was doing, and suddenly they didn't care anymore. They knew like I didn't care. They were like, fuck it, like we're not gonna make a difference in his life. So year 13, I'm still making my videos, doing my thing, whatever, whatever. I'm still having the head of sixth form keep checking on me. Hi, you're right, keeping out of trouble. We had a good relationship, man. She was like, oh, you're keeping out of trouble. I was like, of course, you know me. Like, I can't speak highly enough of this woman, by the way. Lovely, lovely woman. One other thing, the teachers in the school, obviously they start in year 12. I wasn't turning up to their lessons because I'm in this office, that office. They obviously all know what's going on about the YouTube. They used to come up to me and say they like the videos. I was like, what the fuck? That was it, really. Year 13, nothing happened to me in terms of YouTube. Last day of school, whatever, head of sixth form, she finds me, she's like, hey, hopefully you don't keep out of trouble, like hopefully it still goes well for you, she gave me a big hug, and I was like, what a lovely woman. Head of sixth form, bro, in that school. She's so safe. Bless up. But that's essentially how I was on the verge of getting kicked out of school, how they wanted to call the police on me, how my YouTube got deleted. Real ones know when like my YouTube just got vanished from thin air. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in a bit. Love.